Hey, what's up, everybody? So, it is now day 7 of 31 and 31, and today the movie is Goodnight Mommy, also known as Ixe Ixe or I See I See. This is a fucked up movie, okay? It's definitely a slow burn, and if you are not into the slow burns, you're really going to have a hard time with it. There were points where I was having a little bit of a hard time with it, but the story overall is very good. The performances, especially from the kids, man, they're really good, and it's just it's a fun film. Again, it is a little slow, but as things get revealed and slow little things, and you don't know whose side you're really on. And the basic premise of the movie is that we have these two little boys, and their mom comes home after an accident, and she has bandages all over her face, and she acts differently because of what's gone on. And she's divorced from their father, and there's all those other things. But the boys, she doesn't really interact with one of the two boys. You have Elias and you have Lucas, and Lucas is the one that she tends to ignore. And so, it's interesting because there is a twist that happens in the movie that I don't want to talk about in here, and it's a big part at the very end of the film. But you don't know who to side with, right? You don't know whether or not you should be siding with the boys, because they end up believing that that's not their mom, and there's something different with her, and it's too much because of the way that she's treating them and the way that she's acting. But a lot of it is due to an accident and this, surgery that she's had, and her having to deal with that and deal with both. And there's a lot of disassociation directly with it, both in the brothers, as well as the brothers with the mother, and the mother with her life in general, and everything has changed. Like I said, it's a very slow movie, but when it gets creepy, it gets really creepy. And then, you kind of switch sides towards the end of the movie, which is really weird. And that's a lot where it picks up, and it kind of, I don't want to say it sucks that it doesn't really take off big until the end of the movie, but I think there's a lot of really great scenes in it that can keep your interest into it. And there's definitely some stuff where you question what's going on. If you know the big twist in this movie, even before you see it, I think it's going to ruin it for you, honestly. So if you've seen these lists, Watch Mojos, or the greatest twist in horror of all time, stuff like that, then it's not going to have the same effect on you that it does. Now, this is my very first time watching it, and I've always heard really good things about this movie, and I know that there's a remake on Amazon Prime, and I might give that a shot. I just don't know. I like this movie quite a bit. Is it at the top of the echelon of getting the highest ratings of the movies that we've seen so far? No, I don't think so. I think that's still reserved for, a couple movies a while back. But Tigers Not Afraid comes to, mind with that type of movie. It's just, like I said, it's just missing a little something. I think it's just the pacing of the first act is a little too slow for me, honestly. And what was funny enough, what was really great for me is that this is an Austrian film, and everything was spoken in German, and it was great that I could understand quite a bit of it without having to look up at the screen and do a couple things at the same time, especially when the dogs went crazy for a little bit, which is also annoying. That's the problem also watching movies at home. You always get interrupted by somebody, somewhere, somehow. But it was great that I could pick it up and still enjoy it and know where I kind of was. Even though, my German is not as good as it used to be, it's still fun when I can watch a movie like this and actually enjoy and understand a lot of it. It's great. But overall, like I said, strong performances, good story, kind of keeps you guessing on things that are to come. Some really creepy scenes in it. There's one with a cat. If you know which one I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. There's also one with cockroaches that is just, it got me. And then there's some scenes in the bedroom that are just a little bit too fucked up for me, to be honest. But yeah, it's definitely worth your time if you've never seen it before and you want to watch it. I give it a solid 3 out of 5 cockroaches. I think that you know, like I said, if you're really wanting to see this movie before seeing the Amazon Prime one, then give yourself a chance and watch this movie, right? Before you see that one. Even though I think that one might be a little more accessible than this, but we'll have to see. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you next time on one of these 31 and 31 little movie reviews.